What's up, guys? Edrone here, and today we're going to tell you how to fix one of your wires pulling out of your balance plugs without having to buy another pin. Stay tuned. This video is basically going to cover how to fix or repair a wire pulling out of one of your balance plugs, whether it be from your goggles or your LiPo battery or any kind of a balance connector. So anybody that has Fat Shark goggles, you may know that pulling this plug in and out of the fan port right here, sometimes you get a tendency to pull it by the wire versus the actual plug. And this is what I kept doing. I kept pulling it by the wire, and eventually this red wire right here pulled right out of the pin, and I was like, oh man, now I'm going to have to buy another pin or buy another connector and redo it. However, once I took the pin out, I was able to figure out that if you have a soldering iron, you can repair the wire back to the original pin without buying another pin. So let me show you exactly what you need to do. So let's just say I've already repaired mine, but let's just say that your wire has already pulled out of your pin. If you see, let me zoom in so you can see right here. If you look right here, there is a little metal pin with a lip. Now, if you move this pin up just a little bit, you could take like a pair of needle nose pliers. You can even use a small flathead. But what you need to do is you need to push in on this pin while trying to force it back down through the opening. Just like that. You see that? See how I'm able to just push it right on out. And then once you get it out the bottom, you can just pull it right out like so. Now, you're just about ready to repair. So just imagine that this red wire is not on here and all you have is this pin. So you see, this is the lip that clicks this into the balance connector and keeps it there. See that? That's the front. Now, if you spin this around, now this is where the magic can happen. So let me zoom in a little bit further so you can see. Sorry for the graininess. What I did was, see, right here is where the actual clamp down on the wire. Now, that's already been clamped. So, unless you want to try to reopen that and reclamp it back onto the wire, which is kind of difficult, what you can do is take your wire and re-strip it. Feed the wire once you pull out anything that's kind of stuck in here from where it pulled out. Feed the wire back through the pin. Now, what you can do is right on the inside, okay, you see that? Put just a blob of solder right on the end of the wire into the actual pin itself. You see that? So now I have the wire that's touching the pin coming through, and you see the solder blob on the end of the wire that's going to prevent the wire from pulling back out, okay? See that? Now, you just use a very little bit of solder, because if you use too much, you're going to have a hard time feeding this pin back into your balance connector, okay? So once you've got that done, just take a little bit of solder the end of that wire like so, and now you have solder the wire, you have solder touching the wire and soldered to the actual pin itself. So now you have a nice, good connection there. Now, all you have to do now is take your pin, make sure it's facing the correct way. Okay, so the solder is going to face the back side of your balance connector. You're going to push this in nice and gently, okay, get it kind of started. Now, just take your tweezers or whatever tool you use to pull it out and gently just push that in there. You see how that went in? And once you get in there, take it and pull it up. You can push it through the bottom if you need to. And once you pull it all the way up, that pin is going to lock in right there And then that's how you know you have it in there. Now, it won't pull out now. Even if I give it a tug, you see that piece that's sticking out has locked out and has that so it won't pull back out. Now, you just go ahead and fix, you've got your balance connector fixed. You can plug it back into your fan or your LiPo battery, and you should be good to go. Just remember, don't use too much solder or you will run into problems. And this method will work for pretty much any kind of balance style connector that has this type of pin. So if you do have a wire that pulls out, don't freak out, don't fret about it. You might be able to possibly repair it without having to buy more pins and wait for them to come in the mail and all that good stuff. Now, it's not a bad idea to have extra pins just in case you actually damage the pin itself. But if you have a soldering iron, you more than likely can repair a wire from pulling out of the balance connector just by using the method I showed you. Just to take a little bit of solder, put it on the inside of the pin where the wire comes up, and you're good to go. I've plugged this back in now. My Fat Shark fan works great again, and I don't have to worry about that wire coming out now that I have the solder in there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any additional comments or feedback you'd like to leave down in the comments, we'd love to hear from you. If you have any better ideas or different ideas as far as how to fix these balance connectors without having to wait for more in the mail and order more parts and spend more money, please put it down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. Until next time, guys, edrone out.